What's happening, NBA fans? Welcome to Prize Pick on 5 from the 5 Reasons Sports Network. I'm David Eversole, joined by David Friedman here. Ethan Skolnick wasn't able to join us tonight, so we're going to break down real quick the Prize Pick selections for Game 6. Must win, obviously, for the Phoenix Suns on the road at Milwaukee. The Bucks look to close it out after 3 straight wins to flip the series completely around. So should be an exciting game. Looking forward to it. I know you are too, David. So let's just jump right into it. What are we looking at tonight as far as the Prize Picks selections go?
Right. So, my prized pick as we're going with, right? We're still doing that? Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. I think people like that.
Yeah, I think so. All right. So my prize pick for tonight, I went with Jay Crowder over on fantasy points last game, and he was, I think, around like 27.5, something along those lines. He started off really high, to the point where I almost I know you've done it before, where you almost start to tweet something out about your pick, like pretty early on, and then it doesn't work out. Held back. Luckily, he didn't make it there. He got to 26.5, which is where he's at tonight. And that's the first time, I believe, in 4 games that he didn't get higher. And then, of course, the 4th out of 4 times, he hit 26.5. I like him on the over. He's been hitting over on threes, although last game he didn't. And he's been doing a little bit of everything. So I like the idea that I don't have to hope that he hits that third 3, or I don't have to hope that he gets that 7th rebound that I've been looking for. I like the over on his fantasy points.
Yeah, I like Crowder too. He's been pretty consistent. He's been one of those guys that's just sort of giving you everything that you expect from him as far as the perimeter shooting, rebounding. So I really like that pick as well. I think Crowder's been kind of one of the more consistent players actually for Phoenix, because you look at Chris Paul, you look at Booker, they've been up and down from game to game, along with Ayton as well. So, yeah, that's definitely a solid pick. I actually like Jay Crowder as well. Over on points for single stat, he's at 10.5 points for single stat. So I'm going to kind of piggyback off of that. And as far as my prize pick goes tonight, I'm going to take Chris Middleton over 2.5 threes. He played really well, obviously, in Game 5, and with the home crowd, I think he's been starting out slow pretty much during the NBA Finals, so he might get off to a little bit better start. I think him and Holiday have stepped it up in the last few games, so I'm looking for a pretty good performance from both of them as well. So what are some other maybe fringe guys that you might be taking a flyer on in one of your lineups tonight for prize picks?
Yeah, so you and I probably did similar things in the sense of, I have a flex 5 in there. Then I kind of go from there, where I had my core 3 today, and I branched off a little bit when I got to my 5. My other 2 picks in that core 3, I had Drew Holiday over on points at 19.5. He's been playing a lot better, but I mean, he just looks like he doesn't look. You're not looking at that Middleton number of 25.5, which I don't hate, or Giannis is, I think, at 32.5. You're looking at 20. He's got to score, right? So I think he can do that even if he's not hitting threes. He's getting to the basket enough. And my other pick, and I think we should preface kind of with we're not always going to give you the most obvious picks here as our prize picks. But my other pick is Devin Booker over on the points, 31.5. Look, man, he's obviously been over 40, and I get it. He could have that game, but I was tweeting out last game that it's he's got to put on his cape and go full 2006 Dwayne Wade to give them a chance here, right? So I don't see how that changes. I don't think Chris Paul goes off. I think they figured out with Drew Holiday how to kind of contain him. Booker's going to score even if they don't win. I don't see how he doesn't hit 32 points. So.
Yeah, actually, I went the other direction with Booker. He's been a little bit uneven as far as his 3-point shooting. So if he's hitting from outside, that obviously opens up everything for him. If he gets to the line, he's got a lot of ways to score at all different levels. So for me, the key to Booker is his 3-point shooting. So I actually went under for him, and I went over with Chris Paul on fantasy points, 40.5. He's been kind of treading water around that number. But I think this is going to be his realization to where this could be his last chance at an NBA Finals game, last chance at a ring. So I'm expecting a good performance from Chris Paul tonight, as well as DeAndre Ayton. I think when Phoenix has had success, they've gotten him involved early. So I'm going to take him also over 16.5 points on the single stat with Ayton. So before we go, any other last-minute sleepers? I got one more Bobby Portis, man, that 0.5
Yeah,
threes.
so my flex 5 does have Bobby Portis on the over on 3-pointers at a half of 3. You just got to hit one. And my other pick, and I was heavy on Brook Lopez on the under on fantasy points last week, where I had tweeted out that I had picked it like the day before, and he was at 22, and they bumped it down like 2 full points.
Yeah,
he's down. I think he's at like 19 right
he's
now.
He's at 19.
Right, it doesn't feel super safe maybe, but if you look at the numbers and you watch the games, they're not depending on him right now. And look, it's Game 6 of the NBA Finals. This isn't where you turn to Brook Lopez when you have Giannis, Middleton, and Drew Holiday, right? So, I feel like that's a safe. And out of all my picks that I could have, Connaughton, I think is at 2.5 threes. They bumped that up. Is he likely going to get that 3 threes? Sure. But, like, I don't feel as safe as far as I like that under Lopez.
Those fringe guys are never, like, I'm never too confident about those. But I also went under on Lopez with a 19 fantasy score. You look at his line the last 3 games, he's been under that in every game. So I kind of go with the trends with them and sort of where the series has taken the momentum of the individuals. And I think Lopez is kind of trending down, or maybe guys like Holiday are trending up. So those are sort of the plays that you look for. As a series, obviously, when these teams are matched up from game to game, you sort of see what's working and what's not on the team level and individual level. So there should be definitely some intriguing games. I think Giannis has another big game. They really have no answer for him. So I think it's just a matter of sort of the game script. If he stays out of foul trouble, little things like that, to whether he can break that number. But what do you think of Giannis and his 61.5? That's a big
right,
number.
like you, and I did take him on the over on 60 or so last game. It's not that I don't think he can do it. Obviously, he can go out there and get 15 boards and 8 assists and do all of that. I just look at that 32.5. I think he's at on the points, and there's too much of like he's been at around mid 20s and he's been in the 40s, and there's no really in between there. So. I did stay away from Giannis, although, look, it's, again, Game 6 of the NBA Finals with a chance to win it at home. Do I think that Giannis is 150% tonight, compared to the normal 110? Right? Yes, but does that mean that he's not just beat up and worn down at this point? I don't really know what it is, but something didn't make me feel super, super confident to put him in my top 5. Yeah,
I didn't have like a real lean over or under, so I was with you. I kind of just stayed away from those numbers. I might make a second half play with him as well, depending on obviously how the.
I did save some extra money in there for my second half play.
Yeah, me too. Obviously, manage that bankroll, everybody who's out there playing. So, game tonight at 9:00, and we'll be back if there's a Game 7. And good luck to everybody out there with PrizePicks. Thanks for watching.